Hello and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Sunday, the 5th of December, 2021. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me from my website at deborahjanesutton.com or from this YouTube channel. So please have a good browse around. So the reason I spoke so clearly then, I'm going to try and speak really, really clearly today because I had a couple of messages during the week from people saying that they did love my videos, which was great, but that I am not very clear, and they were suggesting that I use a microphone. Apparently on the captions as well that you can put on YouTube, my website address was coming up completely differently and things like that because I wasn't clear enough. So I got on the case. I bought this little microphone to go here. I've been trying it out this morning and it just doesn't work because every time I connect it, I lose all sound. So, and then my son lent me his professional microphone, which is connected differently. And I tried that as well, and the same thing happened. So not my forte, this kind of technology. So for those that commented, I am on the case. I need to do some research, I think, on how to connect a microphone. So if you have any advice, then you can please let me know. Okay, the other thing I want to mention before we get into the messages is that December is here. So for up until the end of this month, I have dropped my private reading price. So please, by 20%. So I'll put a link in below in the description. So please book your tarot card reading. It's more really energy reading, I want to say. Yes, I do use the cards, but I'm not really reading the cards, I'm reading the energy. So an energy reading is probably more apt, but however you want to word it. But for your own personal reading, then check the link in the description below because there's 20% discount up to the end of the month. So that's my Christmas present to everybody. So let's see, what messages do we have this week? Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, anything else? Okay, looks like there's 3 cards again. So the last few times that we've done this, there's been 3 cards. So 3 is the magic number still. Let's dive straight in. The first one is telling me we've got Knight of Cups. Now, I'm loving the Knight of Cups. What I love about the Knight of Cups is that he is established in his journey. Okay, he's got his armor on, so he's well protected. You are well protected by your level of consciousness. Okay, that's what I want to say straight off. Our level of consciousness protects us. Okay, our understanding of how we create our reality protects us. Now, I think that's really relevant at the moment, especially this week with all that's going on. I do want to suggest, during the week, I did the messages for the month of December. Obviously, they're going to be relevant as we are still in December. So please check those out as well, because they were all about how to maintain that frequency of peace within you. If you can hold your head while all around you lose, whatever the phrase is, whatever the quote is. But, you know, if you can stay calm in the eye of the storm, I want to say. So, so they were really relevant, and it's coming up again. I can already see from the other cards. But we are protected by our understanding of how we create our reality. We are protected by understanding that where we put our attention is what we create. So there's a reminder here to whatever's going on in the outside world, take your attention off it. And put your attention on what you want to create. I know we know this, we learn this, basic levels of law of attraction, but things in the outside world are just getting maybe a little bit harsher. So it's reminding us we have it, because it's just everything's moving to a different level now. And that's because you're moving to a different level of consciousness. You're moving to a higher frequency. You're moving to the new earth. Okay, so that's why things are as they are. So please don't forget where you're putting your attention. The Knight of Cups. Cups, of course, is intuitive, spiritual, emotional, okay, and creative. There's a reminder here to keep creative, doing what you love, whether it be painting, dancing, singing, making videos, whether it be swimming, walking in the mountains, art, whatever it is that makes you feel good, playing a musical instrument, whatever makes you feel good, we've got to keep doing it, okay? Do more of it, practicing yoga, qigong, whatever. But the other thing I like about the Knight, see, he's not a page, and he's gone through all the numbered cards. He's firm, and he's safe. I said safe before, but it's a relevant one. He's safe with his intuition. He's safe with his creativity. He's safe with his spirituality. That's where we're going to find our safety and our sense of security, is in our understanding. In our understanding of how we create our reality through our frequency. That's our salvation, okay? Because that's how we're really creating. And it's so easy to forget that when you're out in the outside world, the big outside world. And the other thing I like about him, horses are always positive movement forward. Now, he's not a king and he's not a queen, right? But he's going in the right direction. And that's because maybe a lot of us are not quite feeling like we're in the new earth yet. I don't think we're feeling, okay, that we're actually in heaven on earth, that we're actually in the new earth, or that we're in fifth dimensional levels of consciousness, however you want to view it, Christ consciousness. We're still learning, we're still expanding, we're still practicing, we're still learning through all the lessons that we came here to learn through. But he's going in the right direction. So this gives me, I love this card now. The more I talk about him, the more I'm thinking, I love this card. I'm glad it came up first, because it's reminding us, yes, you are going in the right direction. The second card is the King of Wands. Now, he's the creator, of course, because wands is fire, transformation. So he transforms. He transforms. He's like an alchemist. He transforms. He's like the phoenix from the flames, you know, because the wands are the fire. This is the fruition that comes through the transformation. So every time we can transform ourselves just a little bit more, what does that mean, to transform ourselves a little bit more? Every time we can observe an emotion or release it. I mean, it's about observing it, I think. I want to say it's also about forgiving ourselves, right? Because if you're watching this video, you're already established on your spiritual path. So you might be thinking that you've been there, seen it, done it with releasing trapped emotions. You're now, you know, already found your place of peace and everything else. But then things are happening around you to knock you off that kind of, you know, ledge or whatever. And instead of thinking, and I had a couple of messages this week actually from people that were feeling like they'd gone backwards. And I felt like that a bit this week, that feeling like you've gone backwards a little bit on your spiritual journey because you're not dealing with things as well as you used to, or as well as you know how to. We've had lots of messages recently for the last few months, if you look in the YouTube channel, about how to deal, how to navigate this Great Awakening, how to navigate this rising of all the swamp material, the mud at the bottom of the swamp that's coming up, you know, all this unpleasant stuff that's coming up. We've been learning how to navigate it and making progress, right? But perhaps a lot of people have been feeling this week that we've been going a little bit backwards with that. You might be thinking you've been going backwards with that. It's so important to love your human, okay? So your human is doing a grand job. Your human is doing a grand job at alchemizing this density and observing it for what it is. Someone said to me, how do you keep your high vibes when you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling intolerant, or you're feeling irritable. How do you, or impatience has been coming up a lot. How do you maintain your high vibes when you are feeling all those low emotions, especially the anxiety? Maybe you're not used to feeling anxiety because you've been on your path for a while. How do we maintain the high vibes? It is definitely not by pretending we're not anxious or impatient or intolerant, okay? I've mentioned this before, and I think it's really relevant. You are not your human, you are your higher self. And by looking at your human and regarding your human as your beautiful physical expression of your divinity, our humans are like our mouthpiece, our physical mouthpiece for our true soul's essence. And when you can look at it like that, and whoever you are as a human, that's just in this lifetime, right? Whereas your soul is infinite and eternal. So you can develop a relationship with your human like you would with a best friend or a child. I really find this helps. So your human is allowed to be anxious. Your human is allowed to be impatient. Your human is allowed to feel jealousy and intolerance and all these, the residue from the swamp, I want to say. You're allowed to, you're human, and you came here to experience and express this feeling experience. And so by understanding all of that, and by giving your human love and compassion, and allowing your human to express that anxiety, that irritability, that impatience, to express it, but you can love them and give them compassion while they express it. It could be grief as well. We've had grief come up before, so there's quite a lot of grief going on as we're shifting paradigms and shifting timelines and things like that, leaving people and jobs and stuff behind us and all sorts of things going on, okay? So thinking that you shouldn't be feeling that way, that's going to be a contracted state. Whereas forgiving your human, because you understand that he or she is going through this great awakening, going through this transformation, and that astrologically, it's all coming up now. Astrologically, with these eclipses and new moons and stuff is all coming up. And that's what we came here to do. We came here to alchemize it. So getting frustrated with your human or belittling your human or feeling contracted about it, that's what's going to keep you where you are. But by looking at your human with love and compassion, because he or she is just doing a grand job. Absolute grand job. I want to quickly show the third one, which is the Five of Swords, which is about mental conflict. So that's what I'm talking about here, the mental conflict within you that is telling you that you shouldn't be a certain way. It's, oh, I shouldn't be feeling like this. I shouldn't be feeling this angry. I shouldn't be feeling intolerant. These are not qualities that I possess. Are you thinking like that? You're human and it's all coming up. So just observe it, allow it, forgive your human, understand that astrologically that's what's happening. That's what the Great Awakening is all about. Okay, and it is about draining the density from your energy field. So these are the remnants of anxiety, impatience, intolerance, and bitterness, and whatever else is in there, and it's coming out to be observed. So you can observe it. Ideally, you don't want to react to any situation, because we've had videos before. If we look at the understanding triggers one and the one for December, okay, what you resist persists. Okay, so we don't really want to react on the outside of us, but if you do, it's okay. It's okay, you're human. Okay, and that's how you've been trained to deal with things. So it's forgiveness. I'll put in the link to the forgiveness video as well, in the description and in the end screen, because it's about forgiving yourself. Just understand. I mean, it's much easier to do when you understand there is no one else. There is only you. Let's bring it back to that again. We brought it back to that last week. Let's bring it back to that again, because when you understand that, and everybody outside of you is a reflection of a part of you, if you've had any struggles this week or any disagreements or any reactions, you know, as opposed to divine responses, you know, then it's okay. It's all meant to be, and it's all serving you, and it's you reflecting back to you, okay? Because it's all about you. So love you. Okay, love your human. Your human is not you, right? Love your human, okay? Because they are doing a grand job. Love your human and just let your human be however your human needs to feel at the moment. Okay, so enjoy the peace and tranquility when it comes, because there's a lot of light coming in. So when that light comes in, you can feel high, you're doing what you love, you're being creative, like the night wants us to be, going in the right direction. That's fantastic. So fly high with all of that. But when these ones come in, it's okay. Because when the light comes in, the darkness has to go, remember? My analogy with the bucket of dirty water, when the clean water comes in, the dirty water will flow out. All right, so that's what's happening. This light is coming in and all the unpleasant stuff is coming up and out. So when you look at it that way, you can feel really cleansed by it. You can feel like it's really part of your path. You can feel like it's all part of your awakening. And if you can do it with love and compassion and understanding in your heart, then that's how you keep your vibes high. So, you know, how do you keep your vibes high? By just loving yourself. Oh my goodness, it always comes back to loving yourself, doesn't it? It always goes back to loving yourself. That's how you keep your vibes high. So enjoy the highs that are coming with this light coming in, and if those remnants that are coming up from your swamp, let's not be in denial about it. Feel it. Look at December's video, messages for December, to keep that peace in your heart. But if you don't manage to keep that peace in your heart, forgive yourself, love your human, have love and compassion for your human. Your human is doing a grand job. Your human is doing a grand job, okay? So you're on the path, you're going in the right direction. And those moments that you think you're feeling like you're not, come back and listen to this video again, because the message this week is you are. Your human is doing a grand job. You as a soul are evolving and expanding into more of who you are. The great awakening is happening and heaven on earth is being created, because it's not a place, it's a level of consciousness, and we can access it through love. I have so much love for you all. Okay, don't forget to book your private card reading. There's a link in below, 20% off until the end of the month. And that's it for this week. So lots of love to all of you. Take